I would now like to welcome Mr. Gaurav Dudeja, CEO FCB Interface, to deliver the opening keynote address. It would be interesting to hear from Mr. Dudeja perspectives from an end-to-end solution provider. With over 23 years in the industry, Mr. Dudeja brings the expertise of building and leading high-performing marketing communications team. Under his leadership, the agency has turned fully hybrid with a full suite of end-to-end new age capabilities under influencer marketing, studio and production for volumetric video content and full funnel creative solutions that are being deployed over 50% of Interface's clients. Welcome, sir.
Good morning, everyone. And thank you to Mr. Anup for inviting me for the session. Am I audible? Yeah, super. Thank you once again for inviting me for the session. I was very curious when I got the invite because I say this to a lot of my clients, I say this to talent, I say this to my colleagues, I say this to the young people. No, I don't want the slide, so it's okay. Just a second. I say this to a lot of the talent I meet. I'm not born in the digital era, right? I started my career when I perhaps didn't even have an Orkut account. Do people remember Orkut in this room? Yeah. So for me and for a lot of people, I would assume in this room, digital and all the conversations we are about to do today are an acquired competency, right? It's not a competency we've grown up with. So I was very curious, but all the curiosity that I have been invited and a little bit of trepidation didn't stop me even for a second before saying yes. I remember the conversation. I got a call late evening and he said, this is the topic, and I instantly said yes. All I had to do was look at my calendar and am I free on that day, even though it meant traveling from Bombay. So the reason why I instantly said yes is because in the last 5-6 years, when we have been having these conversations with our clients, with our brand partners, with our creative people, what we are seeing, that this space has become so tangential, it has become so dynamic and so experimentative that frankly, all rules of marketing, all rules of associations, all rules of collaborations are being bent today, right? Yes, there is authenticity that influencers bring to the table. Yes, there is trust, as Mr. Anup said, that they bring to the table. But even that is undergoing a massive, massive shift, right? And I was like, if here is a space where something crazy is happening every second day, every different month we see a collaborations where rules are being rewritten, so how wrong can I be when we have stuff like, sorry, can the presentation come up? How wrong can I be talking to an audience when we see an influencer, a fictional influencer called Ganji Chudel being taken by a new age brand called Nykaa, which is a brand that stands for personal care and beauty, right? Do we know this, this association in this room? If not, then I'm happy to have opened the session with this, because I would encourage you to look at this collaboration. It started in, here's a piece of content that came up in September. Ganji Chudel is a fictional influencer. It's created by a company called Mazedar Kahaniyan. She's got 80,000 followers. And yes, she may not be the most trusted, but she's clearly extremely entertaining, right? And it doesn't make sense. It absolutely doesn't make sense. She doesn't look pretty, so a beauty brand shouldn't speak to her. She's bald, and the content that is put out is almost cringe, right? The content that's put out is 2D animation. We have seen animation take leaps and bounds, right? We've seen the days of Avatar and, all the latest crafty pieces of content where animation is at another level. So here is 2D animation, comic book storytelling, right? But here is a fictional influencer which Nykaa found value in collaborating with. Now, the jury is out on how good this piece of collaboration was. There is an equal body of people out there, experts out there, who are questioning this content from the name called Chudel in this sensitive world where, we have to and rightly sensitive world, right? I'm not saying it's a right word, it's a wrong word. In the days where, you know, conversations around body shaming are there, they are calling her Ganji, right? But there are people who are consuming this content. There are brands who are putting this out. There were 11 million views in a single day that Nykaa got, and you know, it led to more such pieces of content, right? Today YouTube has gone to Neena Gupta, who has been made to act like her. So there is a piece of content which you will see if you Google Neena Gupta and YouTube. They have dressed her up as this character, right? So the point I'm trying to say here is that there are no rules to the game, right? As a keynote speaker, I'm meant to set the tone, I'm meant to put a framework, I'm meant to guide the session with the right ways to go about this. And I want to start by saying that this way the space is evolving, the way brands are seeing success, right? In this world of massively short attention span, if Nykaa got 11 million views and you know, another brand called YouTube picked it up, Netflix tied up with her, then clearly there are no rules. Because if you apply a rule book of data, if you apply the rule book of association, if you apply the rule book of sensitivity, this content and this collaboration should not have happened. It happened, more of this is happening, right? Disclaimer, I'm not a paid influencer here by Mazedar Kahaniyan. Second disclaimer, I'm not threatened by this character. Third disclaimer, Nykaa is not an FCB client, right? So this is not our piece of work. I'm not saying what is good, what is wrong. The point I'm trying to make here is that there are no rules. What is guiding a lot of success today, a lot of attention today, is creativity, is bravery, right? There is data to guide us, but I think that the space is exploding with creativity and bravery, and I think that's what I want to encourage you all as I end my session. Not right now, I mean at the end of my session, if there are a couple of themes that I would like you to take away, is that creativity and bravery is what will guide success as much as data will guide success. That was for the serious reason why I put this content up. The second reason, of course, is it's a Saturday morning. For those of you who haven't got enough caffeine, I hope this woke you up. Yeah. So I'm moving to the topic and on to more serious points in my conversation. Influence of influencers in marketing today. When I read the theme, I also realized that there was a prefix to the theme which said evolution of influencer marketing. So I'm not going to cover too much about evolution. I'm sure a quick ChatGPT or a Google search can tell you how this space has evolved. You don't need to come on a Saturday morning to listen to, you know, opening session to know how the space has evolved so far. What I'm going to talk about is how this looks like, how the evolution looks like happening from here on, right? How do the next 5 years you can take a sort of a framework, a sort of guideline, right? Because it's a loose guideline, it's a loose framework. There are no hard rules, as I just said. We don't know how it will evolve. The kind of guidelines and framework and sort of nudges I'm going to give today, they may succeed, they may not succeed, but I'm sure that, you know, back in the day when interesting pieces of influencer marketing collabs happened, there was no rule book either, right? But now it's really being torn to pieces. So I'm going to talk with a futuristic outlook. I'm going to talk about how the space can move from here on, right? And I'm going to start with the meaning of the word influencer, right? If you look at the traditional meaning, right? He's a person with the ability to influence potential buyers of a product or a service by promoting it and recommending the items, right? If that's who an influencer is, they've existed as long as advertising itself, right? I mean, Coca-Cola, Santa Claus had existed, but before 1931, Santa Claus, there were various versions of Santa Claus. He was also a scary Claus, right? There was a tall elf, right? And many, many versions, right? But in 1931, Coca-Cola commissioned an illustrator to create this version of Santa Claus, and we know what a powerful influencer this fictional character is. We know the amount of conversation, purchases are driven by this character almost 100 years later, right? Cadbury used in 1936 Charlie Chaplin, right? And it said two favorites in modern times, who was again This is again a piece of influencer advertising, right? So what's the big deal now? I mean, why are we using this term called rise of influencers? They've been there, right? I think what's different and what Mr. Anup very rightly mentioned, internet has democratized influence, right? Today, influence is no more the domain of a powerful character created by Coca-Cola or Sachin Tendulkar or an MS Dhoni or Virat Kohli or Anushka Sharma, whoever. It is not a privilege of the few. Today, influence is in the hands of everyone, right? Anybody in this room inspired by the session today can put up a post. That post can get likes. Those likes can get comments. It can be shared. And in a small way, you all would have created influence in many ways, right? And the people you are seeing, you know, these people were not on the slide. These people were not known. They were not visible. They picked up a topic of their interest, of their passion. Ranbir Barar, who Mr. Anup spoke about, passionate about cooking, put out content which was authentic, gathered a bunch of followers, created a system of trust, and brands wanted to join on that, right? And what worked was that we saw a host of product reviews. I think the simplest form of influencer marketing was trusted, authentic, and candid product reviews. Where does trust come from? It doesn't come from, you know, knowing that a Virat Kohli or a Tendulkar has been paid millions of rupees to dress up nicely and in a very polished 30-second commercial, hold up Pepsi can and say nothing official about it or anything else, right? The trust comes from the fact that these people are recording it in their home. They are doing the product review using themselves. When a personal care product is being applied on the face of an influencer, she talks about how her skin feels, and she's dressed up in her morning look, morning outfit. It's not polished, it's not finished. It's a little bit, I would say, in the world of advertising, where we go to clients and say, let's spend crores of rupees on your film production. This is like shot on phone. That makes it authentic and that makes it candid, right? And that's what, you know, all the hype started, that the bridge of trust is formed between the brand and the consumer with the help of these influencers. Or is it, right? I think that is where the bubble started busting. I mean, here are two examples where neither were these pieces of content trusted, nor were they authentic, nor were they candid. I mean, Anushka Sharma, when she was hired by Google Pixel to talk about the camera quality, she posted on Twitter using her iPhone, right? And people could see that, people could question that, and the brand got trolled. Jio, so when Jio tied up with a bunch of influencers to tweet about the launch of Jio, everybody copy pasted the same two lines. Congratulations to the Jio family on this landmark day. This truly seems like the beginning of a digital India, hashtag celebrating Jio. From Sonakshi to Amitabh to Ritik to Sachin, everyone had the same two lines. Now, how can you post about it using the same words, same hashtag, you know, same exclamations, and brands could see that these are again paid. So the very reason that influencers became such a hot source of trust, such a dependable source of trust, you know, the same trust was being questioned when people saw these examples, and there are many such examples. Even you know, an example where someone like a Kusha Kapila or a Bhuvan Bam or a Biswa, you know, these are all comedy influencers today. When a brand approaches them to talk about their product, do unboxing or hold a piece of cosmetics, and they are not cracking a joke, they are not being funny about it, people question that. I'm not used to seeing Kusha Kapila talk like that. It clearly means that she's done those 30 seconds. She spent that 30, 40, 50 seconds of her time because she's paid, right? And that trust which made them so successful is the same reason today that us folks at agencies and brands are looking at ways to remodel, reshape, rewrite the rules to use influencers, because either you are so authentic as what Swiggy Instamart did with Ranbir Barar, who genuinely needed coriander. Perhaps that was stage 2, but it was done in a manner which looked so authentic, right? Unless you find ways of doing that, neither is it candid, nor is it authentic, nor is it trusted, right? So So I believe that, and at FCB too, we are encouraging our clients to expand the narrow view of how influencers are being used, right? And here are some thoughts. Here are some thought provokers, which we use on almost on an everyday basis on our client briefs, in our client discussions, in solving marketing challenges. And I want to leave them here too, so that when you look at the next influencer marketing brief or the next piece of digital marketing, you are able to guide the creative process at your end too. First, does it have to be a product review? Do you have to send that box to the influencer, that car to the influencer, that piece of lipstick to the influencer, that phone, that box of paint? Do you have to get a finance influencer to open an account if you are a bank? Do you have to necessarily get the influencer to come across as a user of your product or a service, or can you do something different, right? And I'll share some examples on how you can break away from the mold of traditional product review. Can it sit across the funnel? I think we are all familiar about the marketing funnel, right? Top funnel, mid funnel, bottom funnel. I think where influencer marketing really took off is at the mid funnel. Mid funnel is where consideration is driven, when the specific attributes and the products that make it unique, that make it relevant for people, are being spoken by the influencer in an authentic way, right? Top funnel requires massive reach. Top funnel requires a lot of people to instantly get aware. Now, these influencers, they may have following, but it still cannot outreach what a traditional spend can. So top funnel is not being used effectively, so far. And bottom funnel, which is performance marketing, your 6-second pre-rolls, your SEM, right? Your search ads, which actually drive people to take an action. Go take that test drive. Go leave your data on a real estate website. So top funnel and bottom funnel are not effectively areas where influencers have had an impact so far. I would encourage you to question it, and I'll show you examples on how a good influencer marketing collab can sit across the funnel and not just at the mid funnel. Can we hold it to measurable KPIs? I think this is a very, very hotly debated topic. The time that I have today, I wouldn't be able to address it in great detail. The quick answer is yes. The how is very complex. I think if you use them for specific objectives in a specific manner, the answer is yes, but there is a greater science to it, which I believe the data session today will throw a lot of light on. Who is an influencer, right? I would have not imagined somebody like a Ganji Chudel to be an influencer. I would have never imagined a Vigilante to be an influencer. Vigilante is something who was created by HDFC, and I'm going to show that case to you. So influencers can be created. Influencers can be people who are absolutely unexpected. Influencer following need not be a measure of the number of followers that influencer has today. Can they if somebody can put out meaningful content, if someone can put out content that looks authentic, candid, genuine, and have an impact, you can create that influencer today. And lastly, how brave can we be? So I'm going to take you through 5 examples today. These are through videos, so the session will be light. And I'm going to tell you how all of these, I would say, experimentative and expanded use of influencers has helped brand and marketing teams. So the first example is a very recent one. We handle Mahindra's, we've recently launched the Born electric vehicles for Mahindra. We are the agency for them. So let's just take a look at the rage that our social timelines were throwing at us, rage in a positive way, the hysteria around the car. Now, of course, it's a truly outstanding product, but for every third reel in at least my algorithm to be of a Mahindra BEV vehicle being reviewed by the influencers, it did things which I don't see a lot of other collabs having done for brands. So I'm going to just play this video.
अब हमें टेस्ला की कोई जरूरत नहीं है, क्योंकि महिंद्रा ने सिर्फ 19 लाख रुपए में उससे तगड़ी कार लॉन्च कर दी है.
ऑलमोस्ट लैम्बोर्गिनी उरुस एंड साइबर ट्रक जैसे इंस्पिरेशन.
XEV9 आपको बताते हैं इनका बड़ा डिफरेंस क्या क्या है.
तू चले जहां जहां पर दिल मेरा झुके वहां पर
रेंज 500 किलोमीटर प्लस है, 20 to 80% चार्जिंग इन 20 मिनट्स।
ये टार्जन तमन्ना कर नहीं है और ना ही मैं अजय देवगन।
very different tires, much larger than the regular EVs.
और इसे तो स्क्रैच से डिजाइन किया गया टू बी एन इलेक्ट्रिक।
ये टेस्ला की तरह ऑटो पार्क भी हो जाती है और की से आप उसे आगे पीछे भी कर सकते हो।
XEV 9e की कीमत है 21,90,000 रुपए एक्स शोरूम।
और ये पार्टी ट्रिक्स जो हैं अपनी गाड़ियों में लेकर आ गए हैं। देख रहे हो डिस्को की जैसे डांस करती है।
बूम बूम मेरे सीने की धड़कन को सुन, मेरी सांसों को तेरी ही धुन।
Connectivity, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, 5G, all in.
This is me, Rohan Richard, trying to have a nap here.
दिल बोले बूम बूम।
So car reviews are not new. So you must be wondering why I have put this up here. I think what made this extremely successful was that there were more than 200 reels, 10 to 15 seconds, which were being put up by more than 100 influencers who were part of the event Media Drive, right? So each of them, and some of them have 20-minute reviews, 25-minute reviews, but the brand team and the FCB team, when we work with them to create short 10-15 second format, the Insta timelines of people who are interested in these cars or not even interested in buying the car may not have searched, but the timelines were flooded, absolutely flooded. The theme we gave to Mahindra for this launch was Unlimited Love. And I think that with these repetitive 10-second, 15-second reels, videos, people got unlimited reasons to love the car. Today, we are getting queries in the showrooms where customers are walking in talking about that feature, that वो disco feature वाला जो है गाड़ी, वो कब आ रहा है, वो जो auto park हो जाता है, you are not even in the car. So, you know, in a way, what has happened is that it was brochurization in reels, right? Today, nobody has a time to go through a physical brochure. We created a brochure in 100 reels, right? And drove massive top of the funnel awareness. The car is not available in showrooms. The ad is not something which Mahindra spent a lot of time on. We created a beautiful 60-second commercial with this track called Boom Boom. It's called Unlimited Love. People may have seen it, may not have seen it. But I bet you that everyone has seen these reels and have found limitless reasons to love the car. So here is a brand doing top of the funnel awareness, using more than 100 influencers, putting 200 reels all in a single day, all in one day, right? So of course, the preparation took a lot of time, but this content was put up in a single day. So this is top of the funnel awareness. Now something which is very different, bottom of the funnel, right? I'm going to play the case and then talk about it.
Hero MotoCorp set us a huge task in the festive season 2024. Selling 15 lakh vehicles in 32 days in the festive period, when every single category and brand is jostling for share of mind and share of wallet. So how did we win the festive battle? We tapped into the truest cultural insight, our belief in auspiciousness. We understood that Indians believed that items bought during auspicious times serve us well and wanted to use this to encourage them to purchase a Hero two-wheeler, which led us to our big idea, giving every Indian their very own Shubh Muhurat. Leveraging AI, we created 2.3 million personalized videos, providing consumers with their very own Shubh Muhurat to nudge them into the final purchase. Customers could select their very own Shubh Muhurat Sathi, whether it's the talented Divyendu or the delightful Hansika Motwani, who personally guided them on their journey to bring a hero home.
Hi, Zishan Hussain Fardeen ji. Made up your mind finally or what? See, Durga Puja is here and so is Shubh Muhurat. And most importantly, your Hero Splendor Plus X-Tech 2.0 is waiting for you.
Hi त्रिलोकनाथ आदित्य राव जी, नमस्ते। पहली बार मिल रहे हैं तो सोचा आपको कांग्रेचुलेट कर लूं। हाय आरती, नमస్తే। మీరు హీరో స్ప్లెండర్ ప్లస్ ఎక్స్టెక్ 2.0 కొనడానికి నిర్ణయించుకున్నారా? దివాళీ మీ కలను నిజం చేసుకోవడానికి సరైన సమయం.
Available in 6 different languages, these Sathis delivered customized messages to make the consumer experience memorable. This was part of a comprehensive 360-degree communication strategy, which included heartwarming films.
So I'm going to stop the video because I want to close the session in time. But I think what worked beautifully here was personalization at scale, right? We had 3 influencers. We used AI to create 2.3 million personalized videos. The way this worked was that all the traditional assets, TV, print, they guided people onto a landing page. On the landing page, interested customers who were interested in Hero bikes could choose their motorcycle, leave their name, leave their pin code. Now we had 3 points of personalized data. Gaurav, you live in Gurgaon, you're interested in Hero Splendor, right? And then the influencers we had, we used the rephrase AI tool so that a personalized video would come to me on my WhatsApp to say, hey Gaurav, we know you live in Gurgaon, you are interested in Splendor, आपका शुभ मुहूर्त अभी आ रहा है, आप जाके बाइक लीजिए. And the way this sort of worked, this engine worked, it became a sales tool. We had the dealers who were sharing data with us from their WhatsApp, saying that we have customer data, can you send a personalized Shubh Muhurat video? And then this became a retargeting tool. So when people did not respond during Durga Puja, they were sent a personalized video saying, Durga Puja तो निकल गई, लेकिन धनतेरस अभी आ रहा है. धनतेरस तो निकल गया, लेकिन दिवाली अभी आ रही है, शुभ मुहूर्त अभी भी है. It's a 32-day festive period where automobiles do 70% of their annual volume. And, so we used specific festivals in specific locations, and the same person got different personalized videos saying aapka shubh muhurat abhi bhi hai, right? So it drove personalization at scale. It became a sales tool, and it became very measurable. Of the 2.3 million personalized videos that were sent, we knew through Salesforce, we knew through dealer feedback which customer is turning to the showroom with what sort of interest, right? So here is bottom of the funnel, right? I just showed you an example of top of the funnel. Here is bottom of the funnel and doing personalization at scale. And none of these had any influencer standing next to the bike and talking about the features of the bike. It was talking consumer out, it was talking Shubh Muhurat, it was personalized. Yeah. Burger King, stunner menu. Again, let's take a look at the case and then I'll talk about it.
अच्छा सर थोड़ा लेफ्ट सर थोड़ा लेफ्ट प्लीज सर यू आर द मैन सर सर वन मोर प्लीज
क्या आप जानते हैं बर्गर किंग वालों ने ऋतिक रोशन का पोपट कर दिया? इस मुस्कुराते हुए पिक्चर में ऋतिक बर्गर किंग की एडवर्टाइजमेंट के लिए नहीं बल्कि लोगों के कहने पर फोटो के लिए पोस्ट कर रहे थे, ये जाने बिना कि बर्गर किंग ने उनके ठीक पीछे अपना प्रमोशन ब्रांड खड़ा कर दिया है और जब तक उन्हें पता चलता पिक्चर क्लिक हो चुकी थी।
दोस्तों देखिए कैसे ऋतिक रोशन और एक कंपनी बर्गर किंग ने गजब दिमाग लगाया और हम सभी को बेवकूफ बना दिया। तभी बर्गर किंग के एम्प्लॉय ऋतिक रोशन के पीछे अपने कंपनी का पोस्टर लगा देते हैं जिससे बर्गर किंग का फ्री में प्रमोशन हो जाता है। इससे नाराज होकर ऋतिक रोशन ने बर्गर किंग के खिलाफ ट्विटर में ट्वीट किया और लिखा कि ये ठीक नहीं किया बर्गर किंग, जिसके बाद बर्गर किंग ने जवाब देते हुए ट्वीट किया, ये तो प्रमोशन करने के लिए बहुत अच्छा देसी जुगाड़ है। इन दोनों की लड़ाई को देख सभी लोग हैरान रह गए।
बॉलीवुड एक्टर ऋतिक रोशन और बर्गर किंग का नया मेन्यू पोस्टर का वीडियो सोशल मीडिया पर बहुत वायरल हो रहा है। बर्गर किंग ने अपने इस कैंपेन को जुगाड़ नाम दिया है। वीडियो में दिखाया गया है कि ऋतिक रोशन वैनिटी वैन से बाहर आकर फोटोज के लिए पोज देते हैं और उसी वक्त उनके पीछे बर्गर किंग का बिल बोर्ड लगा दिया जाता है। ऋतिक रोशन ने ये वीडियो ट्विटर पर पोस्ट करते हुए लिखा, ये तुमने अच्छा नहीं किया बर्गर किंग, जिसके जवाब में बर्गर किंग ने लिखा, सॉरी हमारे पास कोई और ऑप्शन नहीं था।
मुसीबत ता मर्दां ते पैंदी रहिंदी ऐ दबी ना तू दुनिया स्वाद लैंदी ऐ नाले किहड़े रास्ते ते तू तुरिया इत्थे बदलना।
सॉरी सर, लेकिन जब स्टनर मेन्यू का हर स्टनिंग आइटम सिर्फ 50 में मिलेगा तो आपको ऐड में लाने के लिए जुगाड़ तो ऋतिक सर थोड़ा लेफ्ट सर, थोड़ा लेफ्ट। यू आर द मैन सर।
So the way this worked was that we created a prank video where Hrithik was pranked, but for that 10-second prank video to look like a prank, we had to go to more than 100 micro influencers, less than 100K following, who in their own cheeky way said that Hrithik ka popat hua, Burger King ne jugaad kiya. We got Hrithik to tweet, but for people to know about it, we used the influencers, and this led to 3 days of UGC content. You had followers of those influencers saying what an amazing jugaad by Burger King. You know, this was really nothing but sensationalized PR, right? we couldn't have achieved this with advertising. We couldn't have, had the media money available to take that 10-second, 12-second prank video, where the Burger King was visible only in that outdoor. When Hrithik turns, the outdoor was taken down. We couldn't have achieved this. It did not speak about 50 rupees mein stunner menu hai. So that sensationalization gave what we all love to brief our agencies and say, kuch viral kar do. This actually went viral, and the beauty was that influencers made that viral, right? So top funnel, bottom funnel, virality, sensationalization, bridging campaign assets. We eventually had proper 30-second ads where Hrithik actually goes to the store. The employee who pranked him actually says, "Hame karna pada," and Hrithik grabs a burger. But to bridge these two assets, there was 5 days of massive influencer push, which gave incredible media efficiencies, right? Again, not getting influencers to grab a burger, but doing a different objective and absolutely driving noise. HDFC Vigilante is the next case that I want to talk to you about. The case is self-explanatory. I'll just talk for a bit. After that,
Financial fraud is the #1 form of cybercrime in India.
But in 2023, the scams are a lot more sophisticated than you may have realized.
आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस के कारण जो एक नया संकट आ रहा है,
Deep fake videos pointing viewers to scams, and the worry is people are actually parting with their own money because they believe they're genuine.
इंडिया का लार्जेस्ट बैंक
HDFC Bank tried to scam the consumers.
Fashion won't ever be the same again.
Lululemon announced its first and biggest end-of-season sale in India with Bollywood actor, dancer and fashion icon Nora Fatehi. People got really excited for these unbelievable discounts, except they shouldn't have.
Welcome to Lululemon and scam sale.
I am Vigilante, your protector against fraud.
Vigilante is HDFC Bank's fraud-fighting influencer who tries to protect people from all kinds of scams. But this time she tried to scam them.
One way to guarantee that a scam is successful is by using celebrity faces.
So Vigilante teamed up with Nora and plotted the most convincing scam. They matched Nora's voice and face on Vigilante using deepfake AI. Together they started a fake brand called Lululemon.
Lululemon.
Purchased multiple website domains and multiple accounts just like a scammer. Targeted ads offering too good to be true discounts, just like a scammer.
And people still clicked on it.
It's crazy how convincing this is, because from the people to the news, everyone got confused.
Even I didn't think the day would ever come where I'd be sharing my own deepfake video.
The Ministry of Communications applauded Vigilante's out-of-the-box thinking. Almost 2 million people visited the fake shopping website, where they instead learnt how to spot a deepfake video and fraudulent websites and ads.
Over 800,000 people volunteered to join us. There has never been a fraud awareness campaign at this scale.
No hard feelings, Lululemon. You know this was for a good cause.
so we created an IP here, right? There is Vigilante is HDFC's IP, and Vigilante is ours, right? She is the one who tells you to stay away from frauds. She's the one. She's into season 2, by the way. She's got a handle of her own. She's got followers, and we can use her in whichever way. Year 1, HDFC launched Vigilante as an influencer, and year 2, she used AI to dress up as Nora Fatehi to tell people that there are these amazing sites, amazing discounts on Lululemon. People still clicked on it. People still got scammed, despite all the fraud awareness which is out there, despite everyone, knowing people who have lost money to all sorts of scams. People went to that website where Nora Fatehi transformed into Vigilante and said, you shouldn't have clicked on this site, right? So it is beyond the funnel. Frankly, this fits neither at top of the funnel, mid funnel or bottom funnel. This is thought leadership from the brand. This is social economic impact for the consumers, right? So this is a tool that can be leveraged using all the creativity, muscle, technology that is at our disposal today. This is no better time than today to use influencer marketing in ways that it's not been imagined like this. Yeah. Lastly, Walk Talk Noodles. So India's Got Talent is a talent show by Samay Raina. Samay Raina is a comedian. This show has got 13 episodes. Each episode has got, I think, more than 10 million views. And Walk Talk Noodles is a sponsor in that show. I think what Wok Talk Noodles agreed with Samay Raina is unprecedented, because the basic premise of any influencer marketing, even if it is experimentative, is that the influencer promotes the product. In this case, he trashed the product, right? Take a look at it. I want to just apologize in advance. There are one or two areas where there is a Hindi expletive. I could have beeped it, but I'm not beeping it in this forum. We are all mature people, but if our consumers are watching it, brands are endorsing it, it's about time we look at the reality.
Hello and welcome to India's Got Related.
तो ये आपको अब एक चॉइस दे रहा हूं मैं आपको, ठीक है? Either you get 1 lakh rupees fully, or you get 1 year worth of noodles. 2 years of work. पैसा ही चाहिए. चुराए नूडल Just for you, so honest, I'll give you the whole cash price plus 1 month free of Wok Talk. Yay! Either you get 1 lakh rupees fully, okay, या फिर you get 1 year worth of Wok Talk noodles.
1 lakh, let's go baby.
Okay, 2 years unlimited supply.
नहीं.
We had one more winner.
Okay.
So we'll have to split that money.
Okay, we'll split it.
So you get 50,000 rupees.
Okay, that's
or 1 year of Wok Talk. So
we'll go 5-star, you know.
Achha, but this is also 5-star, bro.
Yeah.
It will add some spice to your relationship.
No.
You know what? I give it to you for free. Okay, you get 50,000 rupees plus 1 month unlimited Wok Talk, bhai. That's what we get it for. Congratulations, mere bhai.
Hello.
So really rewriting all the rules. He's throwing the pack of Wok Talk noodles. He's putting up content where people are rejecting it, but it looks so real. It looks so authentic, and memorability and stickiness for the brand. Once you see this, you're not going to forget Wok Talk noodles, right? And a very distinct personality. Brands are appreciating honesty. Nobody will give up 1 lakh rupees for Wok Talk noodles, right? So here is a self-deprecating new age humor, right? So wrapping up the session, I think the other part of the theme was that how influencer marketing has evolved and will evolve from hype to high impact strategies. The hype was set up by honest and candid product reviews, but I just showed that how product and brand reviews are not a prerequisite. If they are in the service of content, you can achieve unprecedented success, and that's a brave new way of approaching influencer marketing. Popular faces with large fan base, Ranveer Brar, and Beer Biceps, Biswa, Kusha Kapila, large fan base, are not the only influencers you need to go to. Anyone can be an influencer. You can create an influencer. There are AI influencers today, right? It has to suit the objectives of what you are trying to achieve for your brand. And not just mid-funnel, but across and beyond the funnel, right? And, at a headline level, for maximum influence, you need to look at influencer marketing as content marketing, right? Create meaningful content, create content that serves your objectives, create content that people see value in, entertainment in, meaningfulness in, influence will happen, right? So, thank you.